What's up, guys? We're here in Alabama somewhere on Georgia Firelines Open Range Day. We got David from Dire Armory here. He's going to teach us a bunch of stuff because I'm a new guy to guns. I just bought this. I, kitted it out with all the accessories, and I don't really know how to use it. I don't even know how to set this sling.
You bought a Ferrari for your first car.
Yeah, I feel like I'm wearing a bra right now. So please teach us in this video how to come to range day. Your first range day? What do you do? What do you bring? What do you not bring? And of course the safety. There's 4 safety rules. Make sure you follow those. So let's get into it.
So we're just going to go over some range day basics, and really it just breaks down to like, what are you doing? Are you taking a pistol class? Are you taking a rifle class? Sorry, there's a bunch of gunfire. This is an open range day, and that's going to basically bring down your what you actually pack in your bag. But you should have a few like staples. Like, obviously, bring your firearms, right? Like if you're taking a rifle or pistol class, I usually bring both anyways. So today we didn't know what we were getting into, so I just brought my main squeeze rifle here, little suppressed 11.5 inch, kind of an all-purpose rifle, and then my pistol. And then bring any supporting accessories you need for that. If you have a battle belt to hold your pistol, any holsters or anything like that. First and foremost, bring some snacks. You need some snacks to keep you going. We got trail mix in the car, we got some gummy clusters, and then definitely stay hydrated. So bring some water, and bring a lot of water. You'll drink a lot more than you think you will out here in the sun, on any range day, and even in the cold. Like, you got to drink water. So bring plenty of water and snacks.
And teepee.
And toilet paper, as we've learned. Bring toilet paper. So this is just my basic range bag, and there's just stuff I always have on it. First and foremost, you're around firearms, like have a good eye pack. Right? Like, make sure you have tourniquet, pressure bandage, follow your trauma trifecta, wound packing, chest seals, and tourniquets. And I always pack redundancies in case, it's not just me injured, in case it's somebody else. I want to have plenty. So I have a big one in my range bag, and I've got a small Dire Fac here on my belt. And this just has all my essentials in it as well. This is for me, and this might be for if I need more or if somebody else is injured. The next thing I always bring is extra batteries. So all your optics have batteries. So these are all the batteries that my optics and lights take. And then I don't have them in here because I just replaced them, but double A's for my Ear Pro. So anything that has batteries, have those batteries and have redundancies. Next thing I bring is like a tool, some kind of multi-tool. I've got a couple multi-tools in here, all the Allen wrenches. So I just make sure, it's always good to have a good Leatherman. This can keep your rifle, going. If you have a jam or something, you might need to rip a casing out, or, you might need to adjust your optics, re-zero them in. So just make sure you have tools, a cloth. I've got like a lead, hand wipe, tools for my suppressors. Anything that's on my rifle that I might need a tool for, I just carry those tools in my range bag, so I always have them. They don't come out of my range bag. So getting into the range bag itself, I keep a training tourniquet in here. So bright blue, I make sure that it's different than my frontline tourniquets. But this is really good if you're at the range, you're doing some pistol shooting, you and your buddies can get together, practice medical, say, hey, injury, right arm or left arm, and they have to reholster, put a tourniquet on, come back out with one arm, whatever you want to do. So I just keep a training tourniquet. The range, any flat range is a really good place to practice this stuff, and it takes no time to just run through a few drills. Extra safety, eye pro. I carry 2 eye pro and 2 ear pro because sometimes you show up and your buddy's like, oh, I forgot mine, or I've even showed up and been like, oh man, my eye pro is sitting on the counter. I always just carry everything. So as you can see, it's a lot of redundancy, 1 is none, 2 is 1. So we do that. Obviously, the first thing inside the range bag that you're gonna need is ammo. So a lot of classes are about 500 round classes. So if you go take a pistol course or a rifle course, it's probably going to be a 500 round class. If open range day like this, it's up to you, but just bring the calibers that you want. So I have a lot of 5.56 in here in these G-code ammo cases, and I've got 9mm in here, and they're designated, you know. I like to keep these designation tabs on here because if you're shooting 300 blackout in 5.56 and you get those confused, you'll blow your gun up. That's not fun. So I like to make sure everything's identifiable. In here, I've got another cleaning toolkit. Again, if something goes wrong, I can do it. I got like a punch and a Torx kit and all that. So just making sure that my gun is up and running. The last thing you want to do is drive 2 hours to a range in a course and your gun goes down, and then your day is wasted and your money's wasted because classes are expensive. Next in here, this doesn't really matter anymore. I just haven't taken it out, but my tax stamps for like all my suppressors, like paperwork that used to kind of be a big deal, like some ranges, like bad ranges, old FUD ranges that you probably don't want to be a part of anyways. Like, oh, let me see your tax stamps or whatever. Or if you're traveling with them, we're traveling across state lines, we get pulled over or something and they're like, I'm calling the ATF. And you're like, all right, cool, here's my paperwork. So I just always kept those things on me. Now it's all digital, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with those. And then a good shot timer. This is pretty much like the most basic one you can get. It's a packed. But if you can't track your progress, how do you know you're progressing? So like time yourself when you're drawing your first round and just make a note of it. Just be like, okay, this is where I'm at. And then next time you go, time yourself again and just make sure that you're always improving. And then I don't have them here, but usually, you know, paper targets, a staple gun. I actually don't use a staple gun anymore. I'm using these things called target tacks. Kind of a new product in the market, but you can just kind of like jam these into the cardboard and they work really well. Rather than having a giant silver staple gun or whatever, you can just carry like 4 of these little things and punch them in, and you can reuse them in the same hole. They're pretty cool. And then, you know, as part of my gun cleaning kit, I just keep lube around. And that's pretty much the entire breakdown. Again, what you're doing is gonna dictate what you carry, but just for an open generic range day, you know, medical ammo and any support for your kit, and you should be pretty squared away for your first range day. Get out there, get some training, and stay safe.
Send it.
You were so good.
What the f, dude?